Welcome to Undiet Your Coaching Practice podcast. I'm Stephanie Dozier, clinical nutritionist, certified intuitive eating counselor, and creator of the Going to Beyond the Food method. And after a 25-year dieting career, I decided to say hell no to diet culture and undiet my life, which also included my coaching practice. I'm on a mission to help all coaches undiet not only their life, but their coaching business. If you want to throw down diet culture, you're in the right place. Ready, sisters? Let's do this. Hello, my dear sister colleague. Welcome back. I'm going to answer a question today on this podcast that I think is very profound. And I get it often in the situation of a consultation, either for me to work privately with a professional or most often during the mentorship program consultation. And the question is, how do I know if I'm ready to help other people? And I say that this question is profound because for me, as a coach and an experienced professional, it's very revealing. It says a lot about the mindset of the person asking this question. So first off, let's get this out there. You'll never feel totally ready to help other people. If you're waiting for this moment where you're going to get a certificate from the universe that says you're ready, you're likely going to wait forever. And this is a great example as to why I formulated the non-diet mentorship program as a mentorship program and not yet another certification, is that I have not yet encountered a health professional who doesn't have enough certification to get out there into the world and work with people. To the contrary, most people have way too much certification that paralyze them. It literally paralyzed people in getting out into the world, helping people, throwing down diet culture, getting amazing transformation with their client because they're paralyzed by the amount of intellectual information they have. The mentorship program, or my mentorship program, is about getting you out there. My mandate at the end of the program, if I know I've done a good job, is that you're out there, you're showing up, you're showing your face on your social media, you're talking about what you do, you know who your ideal client is, you have a program, and you're out there working with people. To me, mission accomplished. Because I know how the human brain works. And the reason why you feel perhaps not ready is because you have a human brain. Like, we'll all have a human brain. We either know how the human brain works, and then we then realize that the reason why we feel we're not ready is because we have a human brain and we can't wait till our brain tells us we're ready. We actually have to do mindset work to get ourselves past our limiting belief into the world. Or we don't know we have a human brain and we believe every thought that pops into our head like, oh, you're not ready. Go get another certification. Oh, no, you're not ready. Wait another 6 months. These are just thoughts and you don't have to believe them. When we're talking to a health professional who is not out working with people, or even if you're out working with people, but you don't want to do it the way you do, or you want to do it differently or on a different platform, you are working to get outside of your comfort zone. And to the human brain, this is danger. Your brain is like, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. You're not going to do that because I don't know how to manage this space. We've never been there before, right? We've never been in this space where you're going to start working with people, where you're no longer going to practice and, I don't know, selling people weight loss, and you're not going to sell weight loss. Your brain is like, no way. And it's going to create all kinds of thoughts to keep you where you are, no matter where you are. And this is where, and I did this, I'm going to share something personal. I did this. At the very beginning, when I transitioned from the corporate world into the world of health, I went out and got 10 different certifications. I didn't know how to manage my human brain back then. I was still dieting, right? That's why I went to nutrition school, to finally find the solution that I will never have to lose weight again, that I'll be able to maintain a thin body. If you've never heard my story, you should go back to episode 101 of the feed and listen to my story. So I'll not tell you my story today about that. I'll just say to you that I wasn't managing my brain. I didn't understand how the human brain was working. So I believed the thought that my brain was offering, that I wasn't ready to work with people. So while I was going to get my degree in nutrition, I was also taking courses on the weekend, courses at night. When I finished my degree in nutrition, I went and continued to get certification one after the other. And by the time the second year rolled around, I had 10 different certifications. Yeah, I was working with some people, but by no way my practice was thriving. Why is that? Because I believed the thought that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't ready, that I needed to know more. And the only way to know more was actually get a piece of paper. But guess what? There's never been one client that's ever asked me, how many certifications do you have? Show me your diploma. Show me your degree. It never happened. And all the experienced practitioners listening to this, you know what I'm saying. Nobody asked that. But we think that by going to get that piece of paper, that will deliver us the confidence that we need to get our work into the world. But it doesn't. So by the time we finish one, we're like, oh, I don't feel better. Let me go get another one. Then I get another one. Oh, I don't feel better. I don't feel safe. I don't feel confident. And then we repeat this pattern. Because confidence is not created by a piece of paper. It's created by our thoughts. Our feelings are created by our thoughts. I have a podcast episode on that. I think it's season 2, called Being a Confident Coach. If that's you, go listen to it. I'll give you another example. Our degree, our group, the group in which we did the degree in holistic nutrition together, we were about 30 people, 30 women who did that program together. And 10 years later, there's only 2 of us that are actually working in the field. Why? Because our degree in nutrition did not get us ready to create and operate a business, which is another big problem in the industry, is that we give a lot of intellectual information about health and nutrition, but we don't get our practitioner ready to operate businesses. And this is so relevant for all of us who operates in the non-diet world, because the most insurance-based system do not cover this approach. So we have to create our own business, but we're totally not ready for that. Now, I have a bit of a different story. I spent 15 years in the corporate world running businesses. And so for me, that wasn't a block, but I know it's a block for a lot of us out there, right? That have no idea how to run a business. So if you're going to go get a certification because you don't feel ready, I would say go get, maybe not a certification, but go get a business coach, go get a business course. Go get someone that's going to help you create a business based on all the intellectual information you already have. The other point that I want to talk about when we don't feel ready, what I often see is that a practitioner will go through their own personal journey in the non-diet approach, meaning that they will do exactly like I did 7 years ago. They'll pick up the Health at Every Size book, they'll pick up the Intuitive Eating book, and they'll go through their own journey of undieting their own life, right? But they've never actually worked with a professional. And then so they go through their own journey, they read the book, but then they're like, but how do I bring that to other people? They've never seen an environment where someone else, either to themselves, like coach them or treat them in a non-diet approach. And then therefore they have this block of like not knowing how to deliver it to other people. And that's totally valid, right? And this is where in traditional medical training, we have what we call internship. Depending on your certification, you may or may not have had that. I know I've had that in 2 of my degree, where we go out into the world and we practice. We get to see what it is to apply this. And then we have a supervisor behind us that coaches us applying the technique. So if you've gone through your own journey of learning intuitive eating and body image, but you've never been supervised, coached by someone, maybe that's the next step for you, right? Go out into the world, hire someone, and then work with them so you can see what it feels like, what it looks like to teach the non-diet approach to other people. So these could be 3 points that maybe you have gaps that makes you not feel ready to go out into the world. But vast majority of people, this 3 points may not be what is holding them back. Here's what I can tell you that I don't have a percentage, but a vast majority of the interaction that I have with practitioner, the one thing that's holding them back, it's mindset. Having a human brain and not knowing how to manage your human brain. So what I thought I would do for the rest of the episode here is to share with you kind of, tips, or I don't want to call them hacks, but ways for you to work on your mindset to feel ready to go out into the world. In our program, the Non-Diet Mentorship Program, we have a private podcast. And I've decided when I added that to the program to create podcasts that would be kind of short audio training for the mind of my student that they could then keep with them as they go out into the world and grow their business and keep coming back to those audio guide about their mindsets. So I'm going to share a few of them. They're short little, I'm not going to share the podcast because that's part of the program, but I'm going to share kind of the topic of, I think, 7 or 8 of those podcasts that are the most powerful mindset work you need to do to feel ready to go out into the world. And if any one of my students are listening to this, go to your podcast feed and you will get the whole teaching on your feed. Here's the first good news. If you don't know a lot about mindset, you've heard me say you have a human brain. Here's the good news. You have 100% control over your human brain. I know. To someone who's never done mindset work, you're probably calling BS right now. You're like, she's crazy. My brain is wild and crazy. There's no way I can control it. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. It may be a lot of work. It's like, imagine yourself going to the gym to train your physical body to run a marathon, right? Taking control of your human brain will require you going to the gym of the brain, the mindset work. And I'll tell you which technique we use here to train your brain to behave in a way that support you towards your goal of going out into the world and helping other people. The technique we use here, it's something that's used worldwide. It's called CBT, Cognitive Behavior Therapy. We teach it to you in a format that you can do yourself. Usually CBT is used in practice. So all my psychologists, my therapists, my social worker, you have been trained to do that in a counseling format with a patient and you. we are not allowed to do that because we're not licensed mental health therapists. So what we do is we've adapted CBT to be done on its own. We call it self-coaching. So think of self-coaching as the gym for your brain. So what I'm going to teach you in the rest of the podcast is kind of self-coaching concept that you have to onboard in order for your brain to work for you to achieve your goal. Here's the first one: self-belief. You have to train your brain to believe in you. And to an unmanaged human brain, this is bullshit. Your brain's like, no fucking way. Sorry, my word. There's no way I'm going to believe that we're confident today. There's no way. No. So it's going to be a battle with your brain to get your brain to be on board with you to believe that you are confident, right? There's something we teach called the belief plan, where literally our students are going through the belief they want to train their brain to believe in order for them to achieve their goal. Each one of us has a different goal. So what are the beliefs you need to onboard in your brain for you to achieve your goal? That it is to be a confident coach, that it is to be confident in front of a camera, which, by the way, if you are a coach or a practitioner, people want to see your face. It's not enough to post a graphic with a bunch of words. They want to see who they're going to hire. So that's a huge one. They have to believe that they are good enough to be in front of a camera and talk to people. So have a belief plan so you can believe in yourself. 2, be brave and formulate an opinion of yourself. Have an opinion of yourself, your own, so you don't seek other people's opinion. Let me give you an example on that. Going to get a certification, which I talked about at the beginning of the podcast, is basically your brain seeking an external authority's point of view about your worthiness to be a health professional. You're going out and you're getting someone to give you a piece of paper to say you're good enough. The problem with that is that will not create confidence because that's just a piece of paper. That piece of paper will hang on your wall, and then your human brain will constantly have this poor opinion of yourself that you're not ready, you're not good enough, you don't know enough, So, creating a belief plan and having your own opinion of yourself is essential so you stop seeking other people's opinion. Here's another way would that show up is on social media. We have students, when they begin marketing their program, they're terrified of going on social media because before coming to us, they've been on social media and some followers left not nice comments. And they believe that the comment that the people were leaving on the social media were the truth. And these comments are still hanging around in their human brain, terrifying them that it's going to happen again. The reason why we believe other people's opinion of us more than our own is because we don't have our own opinion of ourselves. Critical if you want to be ready to go out there. 3, believe in the possibility that good things can happen to you. Again, human brain is not trained to see the good. If you want to see the possibility for yourself, you have to train your brain to think in that way. That's called intentional thinking. You have to think thought intentionally so you can see the good out there for you. 4, be a great listener. So here's one of the fundamental of coaching. It's not about you. I'm going to repeat that. Here's a fundamental of coaching patients or clients. It's not about you. Your role as a coach is to listen to people's words, to people's thoughts, and reflect them to them so they can find their own answer. The way that we teach that in our program, we call that asking powerful question. Very simple. We've given, I think, 6 questions. These are the powerful question that the coach in their coaching session with their client ask their client so that their client can find their own answer, their own things to change, their own solutions, so that they leave you or your coaching session feeling empowered. And that's critical to the non-diet approach, because one of the tenets of diet culture and patriarchy is disempowering people. So guaranteed people that are going to work with you are going to be disempowered. Your role is to build up their own sense of empowerment. And that's done through a coaching session that is not about you as the coach, but about the client, by asking powerful questions. Serve, don't sell. Focus on serving your client. Everything you do is not about you. It's about your client. This is where being confident, having a sense of self, an opinion of yourself is essential. Because if you're making your marketing, your conversation with your client about you, you will not be in a position of serving. You'll constantly seek their opinion, them wanting to buy your program, selling instead of serving. That's a big mindset shift, right? Your website shouldn't be about you. That's one of the things we're teaching right now. We're doing website review tonight in our business coaching call. And I can guarantee you I'm going to find this in a lot of the websites. The About page is a prime example. The About page of your website is not about you. It's about your client. Your client comes to your website. They want to know how you can help them. So your About page, the first 3/4 of it, should be about how you relate to them and how you can help them and what's your solution. And maybe the bottom 1/4 of it, it's about you, your dog, your certification. That's it. It has to be written in a way that is centering your client. Okay, tip 5, be a constant learner. Our industry, the non-diet approach, is starting. We are just beginning to understand how diet culture has an impact on the whole human being. That we talk about the link to trauma, that we think about the link to gut health, that we think about the link to gender issues. Like all of this, we're just starting to open. But here's the caveat. You want to be a constant learner, but you don't want to do it in a way that it ruins your confidence, right? You don't want to trip yourself over what I call the imposter syndrome, right? You're good enough as you are right now. You're just staying abreast of the industry and you're seeking new information from a position of power, not from a position of I'm not good enough, I need to know more. Tip number 6, have a purpose. Make sure that your business goals, your ideal clients serve a bigger why for you, right? And this is a lot to do with your ideal client, right? How is your ideal client close to your own value of the things you do in your own life? And how will you turn this into your big why? Learn to take full responsibility for your life. I often see this in practitioners who are recently became aware of diet culture, perhaps even patriarchy, and then they're still stuck in the anger stage of diet culture. So a great majority of their posts, a great majority of their blog or their podcast is blaming diet culture and blaming patriarchy and blaming all these other things. Blaming diet culture and patriarchy is not a solution for you or your client. It's a fact that we have a problem with diet culture, we have a problem with patriarchy, but blaming it is not going to transform you or your client. Taking full responsibility means that we acknowledge that there is a problem, right? These are the problem, but while I understand these are problems, I'm going to take responsibility for my own life, my own business, and I'm going to move myself forward, right? Still working on the problem, but not from a place of anger, from a place of taking full responsibility. Tip number 7, fall in love with failure. This comes back to confidence and having an opinion of you. I teach the concept failure tolerance. You have to have a high tolerance level for failure because you're going to fail. You're going to have clients who are not going to see results. You're going to have clients who are going to ask refund. You're going to put out a program into the world. You're not going to sell any. This is part of running a business. But if every time you have a failure, you take that personally as a permission slip to beat the shit out of you and prove yourself that you're not good enough, you'll never have a successful business. The way that we teach failure, we teach it as an opportunity to learn. So work on that mindset. Work on the mindset that failure is not about you. It's an opportunity to learn about your business. And then the last one is set one goal. One massive goal and take massive action and never stop until you set that goal. So we do that in the last month of the Non-Diet Mentorship Program. This is what the students are going to work with. They're going to set one goal and they're going to set a number of massive action they're going to do towards that goal, and they'll never stop. That it is to have your first client, that it is to have your 10th client, that it is to write a book, that it is to whatever. You're going to set one goal and you're never going to stop until you get it, which means you will achieve your goal. That's the best way to set up business goal. So this is it. I hope this helps you understand if you are ready to help other people. And remember, I'm going to repeat the beginning. Your brain will never tell you that you're ready. Human brain don't do that. Human brain will always tell you're not ready. So don't listen to your thoughts because that's not a good indicator to know if you're ready. You're likely 99% ready. You just have an unmanaged human brain that tells you that you're not ready. If you want to work on that, and that's Call Your Name, you may want to consider joining our 6-month mentorship program, not certification, mentorship program. I'm going to help you do your own work around food, body image, and mindset. I'm going to supervise you and we're going to coach you. And we're going to create a business strategy. We're going to determine your ideal client. We're going to create one simple signature program and you're going to market it while you're in the program with me. So by the time you leave the mentorship program, you're making money, which means you are ready and helping people. It's the biggest transformation journey you can go through as a health professional. So if that calls your name, come and join us. On the next episode, kind of a bonus episode, we're going to have some of our students and we're going to talk about the role of mindset in their business, their work with their client, and what they've learned about their human brain over the last 6 months. I'll see you then. Ready to shed diet culture from your practice and help more clients do the same? Awesome. We've got 3 resources to get you started. Simply go to stephaniedodier.com/pro series, all in one word, and access our 3 free training classes that are currently available. We also have a free PDF guide to intuitive eating, an article about the non-diet approach. We also offer a variety of paid programs throughout the year to support you in your journey to undiet your coaching practice. Join us at stephaniedode.com/pro series, and I'll see you on the other side.